Kelly, if you want to just go ahead and get started, we'll record it and people can catch later too.
Good afternoon, everyone. What I'm doing, Alicia and the rest of the PAC, is I'm planning field day, and I'd like to see if the PAC would be able to donate money to be able to get some of the inflatables. And a couple of the inflatables we're going to have is a brand new 28-foot lava slide. The jumping castle and the obstacle course, which they separate but only charge us for one. And I'm going to pay for the dunk tank because I've always wanted a dunk tank. The other thing, so right now where we're sitting is $550 for the lava slide and $350 for the jumpy castle and obstacle course. I do have, so those are the things that I would really ask to see if we could get. And then we do have the snow cone machine. I don't know if PAC would like to get that for the last day or go half and half with me. The snow cone comes with cherry, grape, and red raspberry, and they provide the cups, the ice, and the syrups. All three come to $1,000 because we had a $135 credit. And if you wanted just to go with the lava slide and the jumpy castle and the obstacle course, I would take care of the snow cone machine. And that's my, and then the total is $1,000. And then if without the snow cone machine, we take $235 away.
And what day are you doing this, Kelly?
We're doing it Wednesday, the last day of school.
Okay.
And K1 and 2 will be from 8:30 to 9:45. 3, 4, 5 will be 9:45 to 11.
Well, that's a really good chunk of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm sure you guys will want to talk about it too, I'm sure.
Well, I know that Christy and I had chatted a little bit when you first mentioned it. And as far as Christy and I were concerned, like, we've done this for you every year and it runs about this much.
Yeah.
And so between the two of us, we were okay with it, but we wanted to make sure everyone else in PAC had a chance to see it and that we had it at the meeting. And so Jess, I know like you're in the middle of picking a child up for dropping a kid off. Do you have an opinion one way or the other?
Can you hear me fine? I had to dial in. I'm on my phone.
Yep,
okay.
You can.
Yeah, I know that PAC has done it every year. You know, I mean, she's been at Heart River since kindergarten, and we've done it ever since. So, I mean, it's fine by me. I have no issues with it. I don't know if anybody else is going to hop in this meeting, but I mean, as far as the three of us go, I mean, we're all okay with it.
Yeah. So I would say go ahead and do all of it with
okay.
No cone. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. The kids, I've been kind of talking it up and they're so excited. So much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because I know that we are all about that, especially this year. We need extra celebration as much as possible.
Stop over and have a snow cone.
Oh, I might. Okay.
Thank you so much for letting me go first.
Yes, you are welcome. You can go back and actually teach students now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, next we have Miss Hannell and Miss Olafson with their Title I presentation.
Okay. So thank you very much. One of our requirements for Title I school-wide is to provide a report back on the surveys that we do in the spring. And we sent these out at the end of April, and we received like 34% of the student population represented back. So, I mean, it could be better. And Alicia, after I had sent all these out, I looked up the 2018-19 because we didn't do them last year. And your comment on that was maybe we should send them electronically. So, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think we should do all electronic survey? Do you think we would get better response?
My first question.
I'm sorry. What is this? I missed what this was.
Oh, this is
You guys, could you get in?
Go ahead, Melanie.
What did you say?
I would say, go ahead, Melanie.
Oh, we have to send a survey out at the end of the year, just asking, it's the family engagement survey, and we just ask you guys if you saw success with your children in reading, math, and then we're required to ask about that 1% set aside for title activities that we do here at the school.
Okay.
So what we got back, we just sent hard copies home, and we sent one home per family, and we got 59 surveys back, and it represented 81 students, which is about 34% of the student population. So, I mean, I feel, of course, that it could always be better, but I'm wondering how you guys feel. You guys are younger and more tech savvy than I am. I'm just wondering if you guys would prefer these surveys to come out electronically, or what do you guys think?
I was thinking that, like, I've gotten a number of surveys in the last week or two electronically, and I feel like personally for me that's easier. I don't have to, like, I can just,
it comes straight to your phone.
it comes to your email, you just click the link, you answer the questions, it goes straight back. It's just a matter of whether they're getting the same percentage or a higher percentage of response on the electronic surveys they get out, which I wouldn't know.
So I'll put that in my brain and maybe put it on my desktop all year long so I remember to do it electronically this next time. I would like a better response, of course. So, but the survey, the comments were very positive, which is always nice to read. I just let the comments off just to kind of save some talking here. But so we asked if you
can you see that? I'm sorry, Melanie, can you see the survey? Okay, let me grab it real quick and then go ahead, Melanie.
Okay, so we asked if you felt your children improved in their reading skills over the past year, and there were 59 responses and 56 said yes, so that's 95%. And then same question for math, and there were 52 out of 54 that said yes, so that's 95% that felt their child improved in math. And then that big question that we have to ask on the back has to do with that 1% of the title allocation for family engagement activities. You know, and this year we did the Zoom bingo, and we had books for all of the kids that came or that showed up on Zoom, and then we gave out door prizes. And there's some other things like West Dakota Parent and Family Resource Center. So the changing program, I don't think they did that, or did they do that this year, changing program for 5th grade? But anyway, so that was also positive. 93% felt that the money was being used for a good purpose, or for, in the right way. Are there any questions on the survey? We're wondering how you guys felt about the Zoom. Lynn and Randy and I had a ton of fun that night. We did a lot of laughing. It was hilarious.
We had so much fun, and I know there were a few little glitches in there, but it was tons of fun, and it was fun to see the kids and the parents that were there, and we had a really good turnout. Yeah. And then again, PAC, thank you for the new bingo machine. I think after the few little glitches, you discovered, oh, they need a new bingo machine. So thank you for that. We really appreciate it, and you got right on it. So thanks again. But it was fun. Did you feel like it was a good activity?
I thought it was fun. The Zoom bingo, yeah.
I didn't get to go this year. We had other plans that night, but
I thought it was fun. I mean, Mr. Muffley was cracking jokes. Kids were like, Muffley, that wasn't very funny. Oh, wait, that was a good one. It was fun.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was kind of my doing, the bingo ball. I was cracking up at y'all, and I was like, let me get them a new bingo ball.
Thank
So
you very
I
much.
ordered it and brought it in to you. But yeah, that was a fun night, and my kids really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I guess what I liked about it was so accessible for you guys because you didn't have to pack up the kids and bring them here, and I mean, it was just all ready to go pretty much. I really liked it. I'd like to stick with that.
And when we gave out the prizes, so when the other students heard about it, they all just said, "Oh, we should have done it. I wish we would have gone on." And I thought, well, there's, maybe we'll do it again next year, then you can join in. So that was good.
Okay.
And we used some of that Title I funding that that questionnaire asked, the survey asked. We used some of that funding to purchase those books. And so we found out from Paula Penny what the top books selected by students were from the library, and then we tried to look for those authors or those series, and it was fun to do.
Awesome.
Okay. The next thing that you see is this is our collecting data time of the year, so it's kind of fun for Lynn and I. But what I did was just looked at the fall to spring comparisons for NWEA reading and math and language, which only second through fifth graders do language, and kindergarten just does reading and math, NWEA winter and spring. But as you can see, in K through 5, 83% of the students improved from the fall in reading, 88% improved in math, and 90% improved in language. And I do have to say, there was one thing that I noticed. There was maybe 2 or 3 students that were online and they took that NWEA test and they scored really high, like way high, and then they came down. So that has to do with maybe not as strong as an improvement, but so that'll be all straightened out next year. But Lynn and I, thanks to Mr. Muffley, were able to visit with the kids before they took their NWEA and kind of, cheerlead them on and show them their data. What we really want them to do is to see their own improvement and see where they are and what they need to do to improve and to really stay focused on their test taking. So yeah, so that's all I had to share. I think Lynn's going to share a little bit.
They had so much fun with, once they took the test, they'd come in and they'd say to Melanie and I, how did we do? How did we do? Because we didn't get the data. We get it like the next day. So it's delayed for us, but sometimes they get it back right away, or they come in and they say, I improved by 10 points, or I improved by 20 points. I mean, there was such excitement in them taking ownership for their own growth. And we talked a lot about that, being able to take their time and really stay focused on it. And that's big. That's such a big piece, especially for our littles. Our littles, they don't quite have that stamina or understand the length of time. They think they're giving themselves all the time in the world, and really they're only giving themselves like 3 minutes. But it was so encouraging. And I think Mr. Muffley heard those same kind of conversations amongst the students, even about how did you do, what was your growth, and things like that. So that's good. But one of the things that I also, Melanie and I also want to talk to you about is the benchmark system. That's probably tied into that very first question on the survey about the benchmark assessment system, something now that's used by the teachers. They do it 3 times a year. They do it at the beginning, and then again a check in the winter, and then the final spring one. That data is used then to show where students are in their reading levels, and then the grouping is even though it's kept very, very flexible, the grouping is established that way. And then we also use that data. So we go in, we start the year right away. We start off running with the spring data, and then the teachers do the fall data. And then our groups stay very flexible again. We work with children who are 2 or more levels below, And our goal, of course, is to work ourselves out of a job. We always want to get students to where they are in the classroom on their level or as close to being on level by the end of the year. And even with last year, March through May, and the gap that created due to COVID, and then coming back to the hybrid learning, there were some positives. The gap wasn't a positive, but obviously the hybrid learning, because there was an A-B schedule, sometimes Melanie and I would work, and Michael would work with one student, and we could see where they were at, where their level was at, and what strategies they needed and skills they needed to improve their reading. Sometimes it might be a small group of 2. So by the time we went back full time with everybody, we could form those groups. And because we keep those groups flexible, some of those students returned to full-time in the classroom. They didn't need that additional 30-minute support. And we might have, as students came back from the online, had some students to pick up and, and then work with too. So we still kept those groups really small. But wow, I think I can speak for both Melanie and I to say the biggest growth we see is in those kindergarten through 2nd grade, which is typical and should be, because that's our focus. We want to catch them early and provide that support with the hopes that if they do need any support as a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader, it's just going to be a few students. So, that's always our goal, is to hit those littles and get them where they need to be. And so hybrid wasn't, it was a difficult time, but it still gave us some extra time maybe to work with those kids, those individual kids more. And then the tutoring, we don't know what it'll look like next year. This year, because of hybrid, that became a little bit more difficult to have that A-B schedule for the reading. The math was easier because they were back full time, but with the A-B schedule, those dynamics didn't work. So I'm not sure where that tutoring will go, if there will be a need for the tutoring, because again, that tutoring is driven by the data, by the benchmark, by teacher recommendation, by the NWEA. We look at all those things, more so probably the benchmark and teacher, because that's a daily, that's a really good piece of data, invaluable piece of data. So we don't know what tutoring will look like next year. Any questions?
I was going to ask, growth rate over the last year versus maybe the previous year. Does that make, yeah, we had some setbacks, but we also had opportunities to kind of work more individually to make that up. So then over this last year, do you think we had a similar growth percentage or a growth rate?
Let me look that up for you, Alicia, and then I'll show you what that looks like last year, okay? I'll look that up for you, and then I'm guessing it's about the same, but
I was gonna say, because if it's about or close to the same, that's actually really impressive with all the extra challenges we had this year. So that's most of why I was curious.
We always, once we get them going, we always see, like I said, that growth, and that's what we strive for. And so we, it's just so exciting to see that growth. You remember your own children, well, and Lana's a 2nd grader, but as kinder 1st and in 2nd, when you see them doing that kind of reading and what they were coming home doing, you just went, wow, the growth is substantial. So I do think we saw, like Melanie said, similar growth. We started with our kinders in especially our 1st grade, we started lower. Kids were coming in maybe because they didn't have that opportunity to reach that level because of that of COVID. They came in lower. So we had to probably increase the rigor, not in that we were making demands, but we just had to increase the rigor in what we did with them, really kind of tailor it to their individual needs for skills and strategies. And I found myself, and I think Melanie can speak to that too, found myself doing that probably more intensely this year, really looking at the individual closer to see where it was that they were at, and then really providing them support. Melanie and I, whenever we didn't have a small group, we were able to pull in individual students throughout the year, and we kept that flexible too. to support them not only in reading, but also to pull them in for additional math that they may have missed during that March through May time. So.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Let me see if we have what's next. Nope.
Stepping out to grab my son real quick.
No, you can't get your son. Teasing. All right, let's see if I can find what we have next. Ugh. Okay. So this is really hard to see because I had to add math to it. But the budget that Jeanette was able to get from the district office about where we're at, which is the account was at $14,972.44. Correct me if I'm wrong on these numbers, but Ms. Wyckoff said we had total donations online was $5,655, and then we got a check from 99 Pledges for $5,425.71. So that means that the website ended up taking about a 3% fee just to process all of the card transactions of $174.84. So when we add in the 2,000 Eagles Club check and the $5,425.71 from 99 Pledges, our new account balance is sitting at $22,398, which is, I feel like, a really good spot. The numbers that we were looking at for the sign were like 17-ish, which means I feel like next year, if you guys decide that that's what you want to do next year, you should be able to do that next year, no problem. Let's see.
What are we doing next year?
Something. Figuring, basically, our new account balance runs to like $22,398.15 after all of the fun run. So you should most definitely be able to do the digital sign next year if that's what you guys decide you want to do.
Okay.
Speaking of next year, can you see the fundraising page or the email? Yeah, okay. Okay, perfect. So we need to figure out, generally in the spring is when the fundraising people call around and say, hey, let's schedule stuff for fall. So generally every fall we do 99 pledges, not 99 pledges, Club's Choice in the fall. We did not do it last year. We canceled it last year because COVID. Instead, we did candy bars. So Reed, who did the candy bars with us, emailed Jeanette basically saying, asking if PAC wants to do that again. Now, generally with Club's Choice, we get about $20,000 to $25,000 in profit. With the candy bars, we got like, was it 9? I feel like it was about $9,000. He also has an option of doing, Reed, who did the chocolate, also had an option of doing like a Mrs. Fields fundraiser, which is similar. Yeah, similar. Can you see the PDF? Yes. So it's Cheesecake Factory and Mrs. Fields, where the products are similar-ish to some of the Club's Choice products. And he was saying that he had a couple of North Dakota schools that brought in 40,000 in profits. Those were 600 and 700 student schools. So that would be about profits similar to Club's Choice.
So the chocolate brought in more than Club's Choice?
No, the chocolate brought in less than half than what Club's Choice brought in.
Oh, okay.
but the guy who ran the chocolate for us also does a Mrs. Field Cheesecake Factory, something that is more similar to what we've done with Club's Choice that would bring in about the same amount of money. I asked Jeanette if she had a preference, and she was impressed with how much chocolate we sold and was pretty convinced that we could have possibly sold more had we had more to sell.
Yeah, because we ran out of it, didn't we?
Yeah, we ran out of it, and some of it was like hybrid schedule, kids only being in every other day. The one problem that I encountered with the chocolate sales was that the way Reed ran it was he ran it, he set up all the prizes, we did the fundraiser, we got profits from the fundraiser, and then we had to cut him a check for the prizes and stuff after the fact, which I didn't really realize. I don't know if that's how Mrs. Fields and Cheesecake Factory works. With Club's Choice, they did all of that.
There's another thing that, you keep talking, I'll find it.
So, I know one of the concerns Jeanette has had about Club's Choice is that we end up doing a lot of, and often Jeanette ends up doing a lot of the organizing and sorting and distributing at the end of the day. But also the gal who did Club's Choice, when I talked with her earlier in the year when we were trying to figure out what to do about COVID, she was also sharing that that there are more options for how that stuff gets distributed, where she can come in and help distribute some of that as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on all of us.
This is one that I did, so I'm just trying to pull it.
Christy's looking for something else. I don't care because I won't be here. So you guys are the ones that have to live with the decision. It's just smart to kind of have something in mind so that it can get scheduled. What is this?
It's called Apex.
I don't need to know.
Really know what it's about yet. They do a lot of the same things that are like funding like that, except for they do bigger prizes such as like Nintendo Switch, stuff that are like bigger that the kids may try to do more. They did it for my best friend's school down in North Carolina, and she said that they had raised like, it's like they do kind of like a fun run like we do, but it's like with Apex, and they raised like $51,000.
But how many students were at the school?
About the same. I think it's like 300 some school. It's a small district. It's in I can't remember the county. It's in a small county, Oslo County.
Okay.
So it's a pretty small little Silverdale schools, or like the school. I don't know, but that's also something that I guess we could look into. But that was just something I was looking at. It doesn't really give a whole lot of description right away, so I would have to look at it more. So I'll just.
Christy, was it a fun run? You said it was. I couldn't hear you.
They kind of do like, it's kind of like a fun run, so we could probably like maybe even try to maybe team up with it for the fun run, because they're the ones that because of us purchasing prizes for it, I think they do the prizes. So like if each one of her kids would have got like $50 for so many laps or something like that, then they would have been able to win a Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It was something like that. So I'll look into it too more, but it is more of like a fun run thing. Like there's stuff where like color battle, so they like use colors and they do like that kind of stuff. I don't know, but that school, I don't know how big it was. If I look up Silverdale, while we continue to talk.
Yeah, I mean,
I apologize. Going back to the Club's Choice thing, we have good rapport with Club Choice. We've done them for years. I think it would be interesting to try something else. Like, we didn't get really good outcome with just the chocolates, but maybe doing chocolates and Mrs. Fields or whatever would make up the difference. So, like, it wouldn't hurt to try it, but at the same time, we do already have good rapport with Club Choice, and we know that we get good outcomes with them. And so, like, I'm kind of indifferent and just looking at, like, what they give to us you know, what we can get out of them is basically where I'm at.
I was thinking that maybe what if we do like this, let the student council do the chocolates and we pick a bigger one for the beginning. Like it maybe like having like student council maybe do the candy bar sales sometime like halfway through the year, and we could do the big sale in the beginning of the year like we always do. Have student council run like the candy bar, like the whatever finest chocolate, and that can go towards whatever they decide to want to run for that school year, and then we can have our fun run at the end. I mean, that's just my idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm open to obviously whatever you guys want to do. You know, the selling, I've not been here for Club's Choice. So anytime you're selling stuff, you know, it ends up oftentimes falling upon like Mrs. Wyckoff, and, you know, so I don't know what club, I haven't actually even talked to her about it. So I don't know.
What is this other one now for prizes and stuff for kids? Do we even know?
But I'd be curious with the fun run, Christy, that's a substantial amount of money they raise. My experience with fun runs in the past were we actually just kind of exclusively went to them and sold it as a one-time fundraiser if we hit like a threshold of money, so that we weren't selling things.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents seemed to kind of like that. So we ended up doing relatively well with that. If we said like, you know, this is going to be it, and we do it in the fall. And if we hit that threshold, we'd set a mark, whatever that mark is. And then we would say, and if we don't hit it, then we were going to, you know, we like to do another fundraiser in the spring. We just kind of reversed it a little bit.
Oh.
And I like to do I sent it to Mrs. Farman with the one that I took from Prairie Rose it's called Stuck for a Buck. Mr. Muffley would have to volunteer himself. I mean, I'll volunteer too, but.
Yes, I've seen those. Thanks, Christy. That's awesome. I'll be stuck to the wall with duct tape.
For a piece of tape, it's $1. For every $1 you give, you get a piece of tape, and you stick it on the wall.
Sure.
I'm sure Mr. Muffley is super excited about that.
I'll volunteer. They can stick me to the wall. I'm fine, but.
Oh no,
I'm sure they would have much more fun sticking you to the wall.
Yeah, some of them maybe too much.
But
yeah, I would be up for it.
I'll check with my best friend down in North Carolina more about the Apex run too, and get more information, and I can pass it along to you, like email wise.
Yeah, the one thing that's nice about the fun run is that it's just so easy. I think it's so easy to do. That initial setup, you get the volunteers, people like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a way to be engaged in the day. I mean, we had a good turnout of people, you know, for that day, considering our year.
Yeah.
And it's just an easy way to do it because it's, you know, it's relatively all profit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm up for whatever the group wants to do, even tape.
I'll even help provide some of that tape, personally. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can see so far with this one is that they tend to keep 48%, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
And that might not be the correct numbers, but I'll have to look more into it.
Okay. Then I will forward the email from Reed on to you, Christy, and then you can talk with them and figure that out, because I got boxes to pack. So I'm not super helpful.
I think you're pretty good here.
Let's see.
This is the last thing that I have.
Okay.
For everybody.
Then I also wanted to was there anything else from Superhero Run that we needed to share? I did get an email from the 3rd grade teachers, and they want to do pizza this Friday, so I can forward that on to you so we can get that ordered and into them. Yeah, that's fine. And then we got a number of thank yous from staff.
Yeah.
So like Melanie Hanel wrote us a lovely thank you card, and there's one from Kelly Brown that was sweet. And then
we had a lot of thank yous.
It was really nice to be at the fun run because teachers had a chance to share with us. Mrs. Toogood even was explaining to me how she had gotten some ukuleles for her classroom I don't know if it was last year or the year before.
But she brought stuff to be able to buy stuff to put them on the wall.
Yeah,
or something.
her husband was going to build some racks, and she knew that she would need about $100 for the supplies, and was just kind of waiting for figure out how to get those funds. And then all of a sudden the money was right there. So she was very, very grateful as well. So that was nice. The one other thing was when I purchased the flowers for the teachers. So we were going to use, yeah, maybe we did, but just to be like official on it. I was going to buy them at Walmart, but when I went to Walmart, I didn't like the ones that were there. So I went over to Menards, and so there was like $40 left on the Walmart gift card, and I ended up spending like $50 at Menards. And rather than go through the account, do you guys mind if I just
I told her to keep it.
I know, but I'm being official.
See,
and then
I got the thumbs
it's
up.
not shady.
It ain't shady.
Okay. I think that is
I have the one where thank you to gift for all the teachers from us, but
okay. Reading rodeos. Did you want to
pass
talk?
it along to Mr. Muffley, remember?
Did you want to?
Yeah, the district has a new, has a parent liaison for literacy. She's a former teacher, and I didn't write her name down, so forgive me. But she's very enthusiastic, and so she's going to be doing all kinds of ways to connect teachers and our parents and support them with literacy practices. But one of the first things she's doing is she wants to do a reading rodeo this summer, and she's going to be, I think she's going to be, her first name's Rhonda, Rhinestone Rhonda, I think is going to be her character. So that she's going to come around to the schools and do basically a story time out on the playgrounds. Right now we're slated for June 24th. I don't have the times yet. She's still working on that, but she would come during the day and then in the evening. So she was just hoping to have a contact person to reach out to. She was hoping a few parents might be there just to help with it, and we would advertise it, of course. So I think it's a pretty cool thing. I like the idea, and I like the direction that we're going with literacy. So if there's anybody, I'd reach out to Alicia if there's anybody who'd be interested in, if you're around on the 24th, something that's gonna be happening here at Heart River. Again, I don't have the times yet, but I think it's a neat thing for our kiddos.
Yeah, I posted it in the Facebook group, and Jess already said that she's available the 24th. I'm assuming that's still correct, Jess. I can't hear you. Hold on, I'm unmuting you.
Sorry. I'm hoping so, yeah.
Okay.
I should be around.
Jack, is it okay if I give her your phone number then? The liaison, just to contact you, because they were looking for just a contact person.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I should be around too.
Sweet.
Do you want me to do other stuff now, or do you have other things on your agenda?
I've got all of my stuff. What did you have?
I just have that I want to get to him to give to all the teachers, but
You can.
it's for the end of the. You can do it.
It's your idea. You should do it.
Okay. So because it's been a
PAC,
year.
or you have to do it.
What?
You're gonna lead PAC next year. You have to do it.
Okay. Well, there's this thing when I was looking for gifts for my kids as teachers. I came across this, and I thought this would be a perfect thing to pick up for the entire staff, which is you included. So you get to know what I'm giving y'all. So, but it's a little poem card, and it comes with, what is the camera right there, right?
Yeah.
Said little starfish. And it's just a story that says, and I'll read it really fast, but it says, once upon a time, there was a man walking on the beach. He looked down the beach and saw a dancer. As he got closer, he noticed it was a young man reaching down to the shore, picking up small objects and throwing them back into the ocean. He came closer still and called out, "Good morning, may I ask what it is you are doing?" The young man paused, looked up, and replied, "Throwing starfish into the ocean." "Why are you throwing the starfish into the ocean?" asked the somewhat startled wise man. To this young man replied, "The sun is up, the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them in, they'll die." Upon hearing this, the wise man commented, but young man, do you not realize that there are miles and miles of beach, and there are starfish all along every mile? You can't possibly make a difference. At this, the young man bent down, picked up yet another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. As it met the water, he said, it made a difference for that one. So with this year being an impeccably crazy, not fun year, and the teachers have gone above beyond as far as online, having to do online work, online everything, getting everything in this classrooms, from sanitary stuff to supplies to making sure that the kids are good, safe, and healthy, and making it work around the school. I purchased this for all of us for PAC. So I have them, I'm getting them all ready. I have the first stack already stuffed and ready to go. But I wanted you to hand them out if you can sometime. I know that you're doing assembly on the 25th, and just like make a note that of the extra appreciation from PAC, the parents. Not just of PAC, but literally of all the parents. I'm hoping all the parents throughout Heart River and the district as well. But
yeah,
so
I mean, because even if I'm chatting with other parents that are in PAC that are stressed and have a whole lot going on as well, I know that there's appreciation there. It's just oftentimes there's so much going on in people's lives that they don't have a chance to say anything. So
and they might not be able to stop and say, "Oh, thank you." Unlike all of us, we're there all the time and we're just like, "Thank you," because
we're a hot
5
mess.
minutes a week, you take my 3 children and I can be like a hot mess all by myself.
Well, that is very thoughtful. I'll use that assembly to do that, and I appreciate that. I know they will appreciate that too. And I want to tell you guys, actually, if I can, I'll take over for a second, Alicia, if that's okay. I want to let you guys know, generally we do some sort of a volunteer appreciation within the school. Obviously this year's been a little different, but first off, on behalf of me, just as a new principal coming into Heart River, thank you. You guys have honestly been amazing. I couldn't ask to work with just a more supportive, wonderful group of people. I'm so impressed with the things that you do to support the teachers here in Dickinson Public Schools, and especially here at Heart River. So I have felt nothing but welcomed here. And even though it was a different year that I am used to and we're all used to, it really has been an awesome year, in all honesty. And so thank you for your support and all you do. And Alicia, we tried to keep you. I tried to, when they called and they wanted a job reference, I said not really nice things about you, hoping that they would, but it didn't work. So I guess congratulations, sort of. But we're going to miss you, and thank you for all that you have done. So I have something that will be here for you guys. We'll call you, but as a token of appreciation, we wanted to give you a little Heart River Ollie the Otter gift. So next week we'll reach out to you and either I'll swing by and deliver them to your homes, or if you can swing up, but we have something for you just to show you a small token of appreciation. And from the kids too. They don't really know what PAC is necessarily, when we talk about it, but they know that there's people that support, and they know there's a woman sitting on top of her truck cheering them on. And, who are you? But they know that that's happening. So anyways, I just want to say thank you to you guys. A couple other quick things just to bring you up to date. I sent out last night, we passed our HRS level 2 effective teaching in every classroom. That's huge. I know, it's awesome. It was a lot of work this year for all of us to do that. And, but we did it with, she was very complimentary of the teachers here and all the work that's happened this year. The person that connects with us and does the final rating. And so, so you should feel very proud of your school and your teachers here. I know you are, and of the work that was done. We had a little small student crew that spoke too, and they were super cute and very impressive. I did not prep them at all because there was really no way to prep them with this, and they just came in and they did a great job talking with her. So it was awesome. Couple other just quick updates. We are going to, you're right, we're doing our 5th grade celebration assembly next week. We're going to try to record it. We have these new things called swivels that we can use on iPad. I don't think we'll do it live. I consider doing that, but there's just some hiccups that might happen with that. So we're going to try to record that, and if it is successful, we'll send that out for our 5th grade families to watch, and then you can share them out to beyond. So we're going to take a little time with all of our students, but mainly to celebrate our fifth graders. And so I think that'll be a nice way to involve our families too, and make it all work together. So I'll be sending that out if all goes well after we do that on Tuesday, and we're doing that in the afternoon. And then, we have our fun day on Wednesday, so we're going to celebrate with our kids and have a lot of fun. And then in the afternoon, thanks for paying for the bounce houses. I'm going to pull the staff in, and we're going to have a little fun on our own. So you're welcome to come up if you want and bounce on the bounce. You just can't get hurt. I'm not filling out that paperwork. So couple other quick things. I've already shared with you, like the updates to the building. One additional one, I'm working with Sinorama. On the front of the building, I want to add some Heart River screens on the windows. And so in front of the doors, and then on my office window and on the library window, we have she's already provided us with just a proof. And I think it's going to be super cool. So it's going to just look more friendly here at Heart River as you're walking into the building and be able to identify the front.
So you've seen the door, like you've seen the parcel, right? Like
the what?
You've seen like a proof, kind of what she Izzy has out.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, because she included me. She's like, "You're gonna be so happy with your school next year." I said, "What?"
Oh, did she?
I got to see a little preview so far. I'm like, "Oh, I love it."
Oh,
yeah,
good.
So if you want, I can show you guys if you want me to. But
oh, that's good. The only tweak I'm making to it that you saw, I don't know if I love the white with the snow that's generally here in North Dakota, not this year, but I think that white might be a little too much. So I asked her to see if there was a way to do it. But yeah, you could. I don't have it to show.
I have it here.
Or you can post it on the Facebook page after the meeting,
That's
and
true.
then everybody can see it.
True. I could do that.
Do the PAC Facebook page. Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad to hear you like it. I didn't realize.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Isn't that neat?
It is. It's really pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and what's nice about it too is that screening is so you can't see into the school, but you can see out through the screening. So it's a very nice way to, just an added layer of safety, in all honesty, too, on top of everything else. So we're excited about it.
Her son actually used to go to Heart River, so she's actually kind of pretty excited about it too. So
good.
Her and DJ were the ones that got confused. It was either they thought that DJ was him, Aiden, and Aiden was DJ. It was one of those. It looks so similar.
And then I think the last thing I have on my list to share with you is we're going to try something new with school supplies. We're going to offer there's a company that will we're going to send out a link. So our grade level teachers will do like we've done in the past. There'll be an opportunity for you to, and you don't have to do this. You could still, if you want to go to Bismarck or go to Walmart, pick up your school supplies if that's just something you enjoy doing as a family. But we're putting together a little list, and then we'll send it out through this company to our families. And what they'll do is, so it's everything that a teacher would want. Sometimes we get some things, that aren't quite what we were hoping for in a classroom. And so they're not used. So we don't want to waste either. So this is kind of a nice way to eliminate that. But so for example, in kindergarten, they can be shipped here to the school, which is, I know that our kindergarten teachers would prefer that. So you can actually purchase it, and then it'll be shipped right to the school, and it'll be here for it. So I've done this in the past. In my experience with families is they love it because it just takes that burden of going out shopping and, oh no, they're out of the whatever at Walmart. And so this is just a way to do that. So we're working on that, and we'll be sending those out probably sometime midsummer time to get that information out for families. So I just wanted to share that with you, something new we're doing that'll be new to Heart River, but I think it'll be good. And again, it's not, if the family likes to shop and they want to do that, that is completely fine. We don't want to take away that kind of that rite of passage for families if that's something they're looking forward to. So I think that's everything on my list.
Let's say that's everything I had.
I got it.
Good. All right.
Do you know what kind of pizza they want for third grade?
No. Oh, we'll figure that out.
Then I'll call it in.
We'll get pizza called in. We'll get that there Friday. And yeah, I miss you guys. Okay, I'll be okay. Have a great summer.
Good luck. I'll see you before you leave, I'm sure.
Sounds good.